So welcome back for a little update on chemo day. So at the moment everything is going according to plan. I think I might have found a name for this. I think it looks like Johnny Five. So I think I'm going to name it Johnny Five. So I'm mixing all of my 80s and 90s references. So I've got Johnny Five from Short Circuit administering doozers from the Fraggle Rock. So yeah, I wonder if this stuff does anything to your mind. We'll have to wait and see. So what's happening at the moment is I've got 2 and 3 parts of my cocktail. So I've got one in the yellow bag here, and the other one is here, and these actually get administered together. So what you end up with is in the pipe that goes into my portacath. Sorry for those who are a bit squeamish. So there's the 2 different drugs that actually get mixed in at the same time. So that has been going for probably about an hour and 40 minutes, about that. I've got about 20 minutes left. And these things basically will tell you exactly how far they've got to go, and it tells you the flow rate in terms of at what pace they're administering those drugs to you. So that's really good news. And the other thing that will happen next is I'm going to get my home chemotherapy. So that is the 4th part of my cocktail. And that will probably happen in about an hour's time, because after this, what they have to do is saline flush again, just to make sure everything's kind of clear and clean. So that will happen in about, not too far away. In the meantime, what we've done is I've met with my oncologist. So he's taught me through in a little bit more detail around my bloods, and he's really pleased. Things are going as planned. I've got a few little bits and pieces that are kind of showing, but it's not out of kilter with what you'd expect based on what's happening, because it ain't going to stay normal. So I have got my platelets look really good, and that's a good thing, because one of the side effects of the chemotherapy can be blood clotting, and that's a good indicator of that. Other bits and pieces look as expected, so you've always got signs that things are changing. Interestingly, so where my white blood cells would have taken a bit of a hammering because the doozers are doing what they do, because I have the injection that I mentioned before, that gives you a boost. So strangely, actually, my white blood cells look quite good. So that's a good thing. He did talk to me about, obviously, my description of everything that's been happening post the second treatment plan. And he said, because of the things that I've experienced, there's a couple of bits and pieces they're going to give me to help me with dry mouth and just basically trying to prevent things, because one of the things you can get is thrush in your mouth because of all the things that are going on. And so he's going to give me some stuff that will be a preventative measure for that. The other thing that we talked about is what might happen next in terms of my hair. So because I've lost a bit in the second round of treatment, he said it's really interesting, or I found it interesting. So hair growth is cyclical. So how it grows goes in cycles. And depending on when you've had your chemotherapy within that cycle will depend on how the hair obviously responds. So he said it's possible that whilst my hair loss happened post-treatment 2, it could be in reaction to treatment 1, depending on where I was in the hair growth cycle. He also said that it may also impact where the hair has been coming out. So obviously I said to you that I've lost kind of mainly here in terms of generally thinning, but nothing on the side and the back and the facial hair. That may change, but what he said is more likely is I will lose more post round 3. So we may be going for hairstyle number 3 in the space of about the same number of weeks. So watch this space, we'll see what happens. Next step, as I said, is I'll have my home pump kit fitted, and I'll go home with that, and that'll do 24 hours of the 4th cocktail in my little treatment. and I'll obviously give you an update tomorrow as to see how I get on. The last thing is, he said, be prepared for a little bit of a hit on the tiredness front. So basically taking what happened in treatment plan 2 and just turned up a notch. All of this is caveated with, or it may not. And he's also said the same thing may happen around the taste bits and pieces, but we're just going to have to suck it and see what happens. But yeah, so goodbye Johnny 5 in a little bit, and I shall catch up with you at some point over the next couple of days.